Welcome back to more geometry. Today we're talking about midpoints and bisectors. So a midpoint, again, is the halfway mark between 2 points. So for example, on this line, we got -3 and 5. So the halfway point will be what? Well, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 units across, so halfway would be 4. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be 1. So the mathematical way of doing that is we take the 2 points, the 2 endpoints, the x1 and the x2 right here, and we add them up. So we'll go -3 plus 5 over 2, and so giving us a 2 over 2, which gives us a 1. So if we're doing it for these two right here where we don't have numbers to count, we would take our -7 plus 21 over 2, giving us 14 over 2, which gives us 7. Now understand, this 7 is a coordinate. It's not like how many spaces. It's the 7 is the coordinate. The distance between here and here is 14, and here is 14 as well. So on a coordinate plane where we have x's and y's, we add our x's, x1 and x2, and divide by 2, and then add our y1 and y2 and divide by 2. So for example, right here, we would do -2 plus 8, because that's our x1 and our x2, divided by 2, and then we do our y1 plus y2 over 2, giving us 6 over 2 and 4 over 2, which ends up giving us 3 and 2 right there. As you do this one right here, you will do this on your own. Let's check out this right here where we have a's 2. So what happens if we have 2 and 3? We got 2 plus 3 over 2 and a plus 3a over 2. Right here we end up getting a 5 over 2, while over here we end up getting a 4a over 2. 5 over 2 doesn't reduce, so you can leave it as 5 over 2, where this one will reduce to 2a. If you want to do decimal numbers, you can also turn this into a 2.5 comma 2a. That's also an appropriate answer. Now the other part is, what happens if we don't have a endpoint? So we're looking for our a, that would be our x1 and our y1, and we do have our b, which is our x2, y2. I'm going to put them like that because we have the coordinates. They tell us 8 and 3, but we also have our midpoint. We have our midpoint this time, which is 3 comma 1/2. So what happens if we're looking for one of our missing variables? Whether in this case we're looking for the x1 and we're looking for the y1. Well, we set it up as we're looking for the midpoint. So we say, as the formula goes, we got x midpoint equals x1 plus x2 over 2, and y midpoint equals y1 plus y2 over 2. Alright, so as we go to set this up, we will say our midpoint of x value, which is the 3, as we said earlier, that equals our x1, that's what we're looking for, but we do have our x2, 8 over 2. And the best way to go about this is we'll multiply both sides by 2, that cancels out, leaving me 6 equals x1 plus 8. We subtract 8, we end up getting -2 equals our x1. Alright, so that's our x1 value. Put x again. x1, which is -2. And then for our y, as we go do that, we substitute our y value, 1/2. So don't be afraid of the fractions. It's okay. 1/2 equals our y1, what we're looking for, plus our y2, which is 3, all over 2. Just like the x, we got to get rid of the 2 before, so we'll multiply both sides by 2. Over here they reduce, also over here they reduce. Now, this does not become 0, doesn't just go away, it reduces to 1. So we got 1 equals y1 plus 3. We subtract our 3's, we end up getting a -2 equals y1. So these are our two values right here, okay? Our answer for a is -1, -2, -2. On this problem, as you go about and do this on your own, you should get the answer. If you do it correctly, our q value that we're looking for will be 0 comma -6. So if you don't get that, you can ask me on a later date, but this is what you should get. I'll go ahead and set it up for you properly. So remember, we're looking for this. This will be our x1, y1. Right now, let's say you don't know this answer. You don't know what it is. But our other endpoint, our x2, y2, is of course, they give us to us as, that's 3s, as 12 comma 4. And our midpoint, they give us our midpoint this time, will be 6, negative 1. So when you go and set it up, you'll say 6 equals x1 plus 12 over 2. And for our y, we'll set up as negative 1 equals y1 plus 4 over 2. Again, we use this method when we're looking for one of the endpoints. Our last thing we talk about right here is bisector. Now, bisector is a fancy word for something that cuts something else in half, two equal parts. For in this case, on a segment, the midpoint is the midpoint is the bisector in this case because it cuts it in half because of two congruent parts. So remember, congruent means equal. So as we go about to set this up, they're asking you like, what is our t when t is the midpoint? They want to know what the distance from here to here. Now, right now, it's represented by 2x plus 3. But to solve for x, understand, when we determined that this was the midpoint and split it up into two congruent parts, so 2x plus 3 equals 4x minus 5. All right, so we would go ahead and get all the x's on one side, so minus 2x, and then we're going to add 5 to the other side, plus 5, plus 5. So our 2x is gone from here, our 5 is gone from here, leaving us 8 equals 2x. We divide by 2, we get 4 equals x. Now this is a answer, but not the answer. The question again was, what is RT? So when we go back and put it in, remember RT currently equals 2x plus 3, so we're going to substitute that 4 in for x. So we get 2 times 4 plus 3, giving us 8 plus 3, or an answer of 11. On the practice one right here, same idea. S is the midpoint. We are looking for RS. How are we going to solve this? So, same thing. These two segments equal because they are congruent because they got bisected. So 7x minus 5 equals 6x plus 4. As we go about solving this, we'll subtract 6x, and we're going to add 5 to both sides plus 5. We end up getting x equals 9. Again, that's not the answer. That's a answer, but not the answer. The question was, what is RS? Currently, RS is equal to 7x minus 5. So we're going to substitute that in there. So RS equals 7 times 9 minus 5, giving us 63 minus 5 gives us a final answer of 58. So hopefully that helps all you guys that missed class. Have a great rest of your week and be ready for that test. Bye.